What's good? As y'all can see, typical Florida life is hot as hell. But usually my videos are motivating, but it's just want to speak reality. And I'll be the one to tell you, man, the job life sucks. The job life sucks. I mean, at this current moment, being an entrepreneur, it's this quadrant, it's this four segment quadrant where it talks about just being employed, basically giving up your time for money, being self-employed, where you give up your time and your money, being an investor, and being a full-time business owner where you're delegating authority. And, I'm just trying to make the best of my time. But I would tell you, man, this job life sucks. Where someone telling you what you're going to do with your time when you're going on break. And you part of a budget where, yeah, you can get a raise, but how much is that raise? You can get that promotion, but how much is that promotion going to be? It's not as if you have an idea and let's say, you grinding out, you doing your business idea or what have you, and I mean, hell, nothing could be happening, but then after a while, something clicked, and then you making more and more money, and I feel like that more and more money is way better than you just getting a pay raise. Because at the end of the day, they could, say it's like $2,000. It's just like you can make $2,000 more in a month and be able to use that money right then and there to make more than the $2,000 profit right then and there. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how the rich are getting richer because they getting that money up front rather than it being expanded throughout the year. And that's how we find ourselves continuously paying rent, just living paycheck to paycheck, is because that money they were supposed to get, they don't give it to us up front. You run that risk of people quitting, people not giving their all because they, like, all right, got my money up front and using that money to your benefit. And the whole thing is, when you go from, I don't want to say the broke mindset, but the employee mindset of just having income to the business owner mindset and having capital, you like, all right, say you getting paid $40,000, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. That's capital. I can invest that over here to start my business or get that machine or that equipment to get my business off the ground and then basically flip that. You know what I mean? And so I would just advise anybody, don't think it's too late to start investing. Don't think it's too late to start investing. You can put it into stocks, bonds, and trading and get that little bit of drip that comes from that. Let that accumulate, basically having your money work for you, but let that accumulate until you can get that equipment that you want. But I would tell you, over my life, I would look and be like, all right, I got some time to do this, or it's going to be a while. Like, I'll be honest, I'm 34 years old. It felt like just yesterday I was 30. And I'm like, dang, if I say I was investing just like 5 years ago, where I could be at. And see, the thing is, hindsight is 2020, so it's best to live in the present and just make the best of it and do the things that I need to do. You know what I mean? And like, man, if you know me, one of my favorite rappers is Nas. And so he got this song off the Stillmatic album, The Second Childhood, right? And I'm not going to get into the lyrics, but just the symbolism. So it's like, we're not going to be that person that we should have been a long time ago. You know what I mean? And there's no point in relying on external stimulation, whether that be alcohol, drugs, buying material things to, satisfy us. It's best that we take advantage of the present, look internally, character, self-development, integrity, and just move on that. Once we move on that, life gonna open up to us. That's what I'm realizing now, is that life is gonna open up to us instead of me doing things and it's like, all right, here's an expectation, here's an expectation. And I just feel like that's like microwave thinking. And it's just like, if I was cooking, whether it be on the stove, whether it be in the oven, it's like, you gotta eventually let the food cook itself. You gotta do what you gotta do, put the right ingredients in, you know what I'm saying? And that's, putting in the work as far as, like I said, character development. But then everything else it's gonna cook as long as you do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And so my advice to anyone, be the best you right now. Don't worry about who you was back then, and don't get too scared about the future. Time gonna take care of itself. Time is gonna be the real teacher, but you gotta do what you gotta do right now, bro.